What is up, outdoor mavericks? Welcome back to the channel to another trout fishing adventure. And today we're going to be trolling with a bunch of different lures today. We got wedding rings, we got spin fish, we got spinners. We're going to be fishing the gauntlet here in the peak of summer, trolling for trout. So we were on the big lake today. We're going to be chasing, again, rainbow trout today in particular. The fish should be a lot deeper. The water temperature is 75 freaking degrees out here. Is an absolute heat fest. But I also need you guys' help. I need to figure out which upgrades I need to make on the boat. I've had the boat nearly 2 years, and I think it's about time for some upgrades. So later we're going to talk about how I set up the boat and what upgrades I should be putting on this boat. But for now, we're going to go chase some rainbow trout and hopefully get on a couple of big bites. Today's gonna be all about trolling for trout, and we've got the lake troll today here with a small little 1 ounce weight, and I'm fishing with a new rod today. This is actually from Talon Fishing Rods. It's called the Offspray Composites. It's a 2 to 6 pound rated. It's a 7 foot 10 inch. This is a really good kokanee and trout rod. And so today what we're going to be fishing on this one in particular is one of my new favorite baits that I've been fishing a lot lately of, which is this little orange wedding ring with the orange blade and then gold and orange body. And we're gonna be fishing with that, trolling with that. A little bit of pink corn. Finding this Potski pink corn has really been a heater this summer. It's just been absolutely, I'm spilling corn everywhere. This pink corn's been absolutely insane, helping me catch some good trout. We're gonna start out today, we're fishing with 2 rods again with the 2 rod endorsements. We're gonna be fishing a couple of different fish flashes. Get the boat reorganized here. A couple of different fish flashes. Water's a little off color today. Actually, I need to zero this out. Fish should be a lot deeper today. It's 75 freaking degrees of water temperature right now, which is insane. So warm, but that means the fish are gonna be a little bit deeper. There's not a lot of boats out here today, so hopefully we get a good portion of the lake to ourselves. See if we can get out a good summer bite. I mean, it is the middle of summer right now, and it's absolutely just scorching right now. My fish board ready to go here. So we got wedding rings, we got some spin and glow hoochies from Yakima, we got a couple of P-line hoochies. Let's go with this just straight up pink. I think that might be good in this off-color water today. And then we've got here, which is a pink spin and glow hoochie. Now this is a kokanee trout rig. And I'm just gonna be throwing some corn on here, a little bit of contrast. I got pink and yellow. Just gonna try something a little bit different. And kind of same thing, got 3 ounce banana weight today. And then we've got fish bumper. I think it's about 20 pound fluorocarbon. We got a Ford Fender fish flashes. And then I got to the pink hoochie with the corn. The 3 ounces of weight should get down a little bit faster. Oh yeah, that's where the fish are at? Cool, thanks. Oh, good thing they splattered over there, not on me. That would have been bad. All right, a little bit shallower on this one, but with the 3 ounces, it should get down. It's gonna get down pretty easily. Now it's just a matter of where are these dang fish? All right, well, still on first pass. No bites yet, but I am going to add more weight to this rod because I think we're gonna need to be a little bit deeper. I started a little bit shallow, but nothing yet. So I think what we need to do is we're gonna switch up and go a little bit deeper. So I need more weight, actually a lot heavier weight. Oh, there's one. Got one already. Just had to change something up really quickly. There we go. Fish on, guys. Whoo! That's what I'm talking about. Changed depth a little bit and got one about 70 feet out on the counter. Right at about where I thought they were gonna be. Maybe that's all we needed to do. Change up our depth. Now there's 5 ounces on here, so this is gonna take a little bit to get up here. I don't know if he's still there. There's definitely a bite. Where's he at? Is there a fish on there? No fish, and he stripped my bait. You put it right on him, you get a fish, and stripped you clean, unfortunately. I think that was on... Was that on the yellow corn? No, it was on the pink corn. Well, that's a bummer. Well, we got a bite at least, that's good. Sometimes that's all what it takes. You just got to get down to where the fish are, and if there's one, there's got to be another one there. Because typically like this, they're going to hang out in that same area. All right, guys, so just finished up pass number 1. Had 1 bite and takedown. Unfortunately, it didn't stick, but we're gonna stick on this. I got different depth that I'm fishing again. Got 1 rod deep, 1 rod a little bit shallower. Just trying to figure out where these fish are biting. We've got kind of just fish everywhere, like where these fish are gonna be biting, but just haven't figured out anything consistent quite yet. Okay, well, this one's hasn't got a bite yet, so we're gonna swap out the spin and glow hoochie with a different wedding ring. All right, let's grab something pink out of here. We're going 1 rod deep, 1 rod shallow on this pass, just to see Oh, it's got to be a fish. Oh, come on. There's no fish there? That was definitely a bite. What the heck? No. Oh my gosh. Did it again. Dropped it right on his head. Okay, see if fish are gonna be a little finicky today. So we need to check this one for the corn because I have a sneaky suspicion I got stripped. Whatever that fish was, he decided he was gonna strip me. I'm gonna bet that there's no corn on the end of these hooks. Oh, there is one piece of corn. Well, let's change this out and swap it out for some fresh. Get a nice kernel, nice big kernel, I think. There we go, I got one right here. There it is. Oop, the old one, old piece there. Go right back down about the same depth I was, which is pretty deep. All right, let's try this again. It's here, fishy, 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 and then wham! Nope, there's one. Is he still there? There he is. Okay, now I got one. There he is. Oof, that one's stuck. Definitely know I got him. Okay, there we go. Pretty decent fish right here. Keep him out of the other line. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Oh, no, the camera died. That's okay. Let's get this fish in. He's tugging pretty good. Whatever it is. Oh my goodness. That is a big fish. That is a big one. He is not letting go. That is not a little fish. Whatever it is. I'm at 30 still. He's still pumping. Yeah, that's a pretty decent fish. Whatever he is, he might be in the other line. Oh no. Is he in the other line? He's in the other. Oh crap. He is in the other line. Okay, let's see if we can get him out. Is he out of the other line? Maybe. Uh-oh, now we got shenanigans here. I see him. What is that? Oh yeah, there he is. I got him out of the line. Okay, now we got him. Watch out for this bald eagle. Here we go. Get him up. Oh, he's a nice one. Oh, come on. Don't do that. Oh, there he is. Nice. Oh yeah, definitely wrapped on the other line. There we go. Got one. Whew. All right, guys. Well, there he is. First trout of the morning. He's got some sores on him, so that's not a good sign. Probably from the heat, I'm gonna guess. But we're gonna harvest this fish. You know, just decent trout for being in here. Looks nice. He ain't the shiniest. He's not the prettiest trout, but he's a trout. So we're gonna take him, put him in the live well. I did not bring a cooler today. We're gonna throw some water in the live well. At least try to keep him cool. We got some smoked trout for tonight, so there you go. Finally figured it out. Just fished it a little bit deeper, just dropped it down on him earlier, had a couple bites on that same rig, same depth, and then finally just got one to like take down the stick. So not a bad fish. That's not a bad fish for this time of year. I mean, they're hard to get by. They're hard to get this time of year. It's actually a hatchery fish too. He's got the adipose, the fin clipped in the back. Fought hard for that bite. All right, I'm gonna go make another pass through, a couple passes through here and see if we can't find a couple more. So that's good. Just give me some indications as to what's going on here. Again, sun's just peeking out, water temp 75 still. So these fish really deep. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time, just takes a little bit of graphing, going around, playing with different baits, different scents, different corn. Sometimes you just get a couple bites that don't stick and then bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Again, here's the bait that we use. We got 5 ounces of lead. Next to school of fish, it's got the orange tanginess, kind of some orange minnow flickers. And then this is what we've been catching. Got a couple bites and we caught that fish on. So it's an orange wedding ring, so it's gold, you little weird ring in the middle. Orange, you got the single hook on this one, and then the orange blade with silver on the back is what we've been getting on. And then we got that fish on Posky shoe peg fire corn in the pink color. So I have yellow, I have white, and I have pink, and we got that one on the pink. And again, what we're fishing today was Okuma convector reel with 20-pound Power Pro braid and high vis, and then we've got the Talon rod in the 2 to 6, 7'10". This is actually a 2-piece trolling rod, and it's actually set up for kokanee and trout. And I have found that this is a pretty decent rod. I mean, the bend on this sucker is pretty good, given that there's 5 ounces on here. But this rod's doing damage for me this year. I like the kokanee Okuma rods as well, but this Talon rod, man, this thing will put the whooping on them. Oh, there's one again. See if he'll stay. Yeah, I think he's there. It's a smaller guy. I think he's right there. I think he's there. Yep, there we go. Fish on again. He's a little bit smaller than the last one, but that's all right. He's tugging pretty good though. He's still there. Yep. All right. figured something out. Starting to put a pattern together. I like it. Yep, he's still there. He got 7 feet, so he's right here. All right, where is he at? I see him. Oh, he spit the hook. No. Oh, you rascal. That's unfortunate. One for 4 today so far. It wasn't a super big fish, but that is disappointing again. God, just made that. It must be the drag of having that much weight down there, trying to pull that up. And again, without downriggers, which is something I don't have on the boat yet, maybe. You're gonna have a little bit of that extra drag, and that's gonna happen from time to time. What a bum. All right, Mavericks, taking a quick break for some fishing, but here's the thing. I need your guys' help. That's right. I need your guys' help. It's been about 2 years since I bought this boat, and I think it's about time for some upgrades and to add some new stuff, some new accessories to this boat. Let me tell a quick story about how I actually came to purchasing this boat. So I've been looking for a boat for a couple years, and I walked into my local dealership, probably the best boat dealership in the Northwest, and that is Stevens Marine. They have 2 locations in Tigard and Milwaukee. There was about 3 or 4 models that I was looking at based off of price, the species that I was targeting, and what kind of boat I was looking for. Plus, with my garage, I needed a certain size of boat so it could actually fit in the garage, because if I got too big of a boat, well, that's gonna be a problem. And I was okay with that because, 2-foot itis, it's a thing. Every time you buy a boat, you want 2 more feet, 2 more feet, you need more space, you need this and that, but it was based off of the space that I could fit my boat in the garage, which was about 16 to 17 feet, so a 16.5-foot boat, perfect. So I get connected in the dealership at Stevens Marine, and there was about 3 or 4 miles I was looking at. I walk in there one day, and there's a guy from the parking lot that came in and says, hey, we're unwrapping this smoker craft in the parking lot, and I realized it was one of the models that I was actually looking at. So I went out to the parking lot, looked at it. They're literally unwrapping the plastic and everything on the boat. It had just gotten dropped off, and then I bought the boat just like that. It fit the model. It was exactly what I was looking for. And in particular, it had to do with the way that the boat was laid out, and it was a multi-species boat. You can go fish salmon, crabbing, bass, trout, kokanee, crappie. You can pretty much do everything with that boat. And so that's why I actually purchased the Smoker Craft Excursion 166. Now for Smoker Craft, it's more of a Midwest type of boat because it's more fishing for bass and walleye, kind of in the northern lakes region, kind of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan type of area. And that's what this boat is mostly built for, is that type of fishing and fisheries. Here in the Northwest, we chase all kinds of species and we go fish everywhere. And that's the kind of boat that I wanted. I want versatility to troll, to plunk, to cast, to pretty much do everything. But having taken this boat out a couple hundred times, having traveled thousands of miles with it, it's time for some accessories and upgrades. So I'm asking you guys to help me figure out what I should add next to the boat. But first off, let's do a quick breakdown and walk through what it is I have on the boat, how I store things, and how I typically fish when I take the boat out. So let's start with the engine in the back. I have a 50 horsepower Mercury 4-stroke, and this thing gets me up and down the lake pretty good. And for this boat, this is the perfect size of Mercury motor. Now I could have gone up to a 60, but 50 was just perfect. So in the back, got the 50 horsepower Mercury, definitely strokes it down the lake. I can get up and down the lakes pretty good. And then one of my favorite accessories in the back here is actually the live well. If you can see in here, I actually got a fish from today's catch. There's that ugly looking trout. The live well has come really handy in a few ways. One, chasing bass and being able to put bass in here. Two, with the live well, being able to tournament fish with the live well will be critical at some point. If I decide to go bass fishing or fish in a tournament, the live well is gonna be perfect. And then thirdly, when you're out crabbing, when you're out chasing crappie and trout, you're able to put fish and crab in there, which you don't have to then put buckets and extra ice and all this stuff. You got extra cool water in there, and I think for crabbing, it's absolutely perfect. I put all the crabs in the live well. It keeps them cool, throw a little water in there. It just keeps them nice and fresh, and the live well has come in handy a ton. And it was a huge accessory when I bought the boat. Of being able to have that on there was huge. And then on the sides here, we got gunnel storage. Now I got there's gunnel storage on the port side and the starboard side. So on the port side here, I've got kind of all the bumpers, the safety equipment, the fire extinguisher. I got bungee cords, I got flares, I got the muffs for flushing the engine. This is kind of the safety security storage container over here. I got to put the lights in here, I put the extra paddle in here, and I keep that on one side. And then on the other side here, on the other gunnel storage, there's nothing in here, but I typically put I put my other fishing rods in here. So when I'm out bass fishing, trout fishing, I'll stick rods in here. The rods in this on this gunnel storage will go to about 7.5 feet. And so that way I'm keeping most of my rods out of the way, which is awesome, and being able to put some extra storage in there. I usually put a little bit of doodads here on the corner, but having the gunnel storage is awesome. You don't have your rods floating around, moving around in the boat. But when you're out bass fishing or you're on a long adventure, you got to take a ton of rods with you. There's only so many rods that can be stored in here. I got to throw the rest of them here in the middle of the boat. But as you guys can see here, I got 2 seats that came with the boat, so that one is locked in. But then also this one you can pluck out and it'll swivel around. And unfortunately with this one, as you guys can see, it's a swivels 360. Got a little bit, it broke a while back, and so probably thinking about replacing that. And that's definitely one thing to think about, because you got a hole for the seat there, and then you've got one here, you got one back here, and then there's one up front as well right there. So if you're bass fishing, it's a little bit windy, you can sit up front on the boat and sit on that seat and kind of have more stability. But definitely with this seat being broken, definitely need to think about upgrading that seat at some point. So then this is one cool area that I think is underutilized on the boat, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with this section in particular. And it's right under the steering wheel, and it's right under the passenger side. So if you guys can see in here underneath the boat, there's all kinds of storage in here, which we usually throw extra gear in here, but there's like a panel back here, there's extra storage back here. I'll bet that I could, so you guys can see there's all kinds of extra storage up here, even in the back all the way up here. Like there's, even though the steering wheel is right above me here, there's all kinds of storage up here. So I'm thinking about putting maybe something in here where I could have a little lock box, maybe a little like secure special little box that people don't know about, kind of a hidden storage area, maybe with a lock, because there's so much space down under here that's not even being utilized at all. And the same thing on this side as well. There's like all this storage under here that is just not being utilized. Now the storage under this is usually where we put all the big container for the bass gear and the trout gear. Now the little lockbox here just has little things like the first aid kit, has put where I put my keys, you know, extra line floating around. You got the title for the boat, so little extra area here. Now this is just for just random storage up here. Obviously this is for my phone, and then this is where we put all the pliers and the line clippers, which this is nice. You just keep that out of the way and just make sure that you're not, you know, getting yourself with the line clippers, because I've stung myself a couple of times by stabbing myself. At least 3 times this year, I've stabbed myself with my pliers because I had them on me. In the front of the boat, we have a lot of storage options, and I would love your guys' feedback to figure out what I should do a little bit differently here up front. So up front here, we have storage in that locker, that locker, that locker, and that locker. So there's 4 storage areas up here. And then as you guys can see, when we're fishing, we put a lot of the gear up front here to kind of keep it out of the way. But so this one in particular, this first storage area, there's a lot of weird storage in here, but there's a flapper right here. You guys can see that. Underneath there is a lithium ion battery that goes to the trolling motor, and this has to be lifted up here because the lithium ion battery is just a little bit bigger. But there is storage here to the right and storage to the left. Normally this would sit flat, but because it's a lithium ion, if I can lift it up here, so you guys can see down here, this has the lithium ion battery down here, but here to the right and then here to the left, there's just all kinds of random storage. And so what I'm trying to figure out is what should I put over here that makes the most sense. I think like my rain gear makes sense. I've got my fish cleaning kit. I've got like extra nets. This in particular is just a smorgasbord area of extra stuff. So then on these 2 storage areas, these bins are absolutely huge. So this side right now has all my trout, kokanee, and crappie gear in here. So depending on what I'm fishing, what I'm going after, the storage containers up front have different stuff. Typically maybe it's bass on the left, and on the right hand side it's either trout or salmon or steelhead stuff, whatever that might be. So I swap out depending on what species and whatever I'm targeting. So over here you've got all this space, and it's pretty deep in here. You can fit a lot of junk in here. Obviously it's not very organized. It's bass stuff on the other side in that one right now, and then in the middle here, this is kind of where I put the rod holders, so my Scotty rod holders for now. I've got the extra anchor in here, and this is just kind of the random storage area. When we're going on trips or I'm heading out, I'll throw some stuff in here. But the best part of the boat, which I absolutely am so thankful that I got this accessory added on when I first bought the boat, and that is the trolling motor. So this is the Minn Kota Tarova, and this thing absolutely is a game changer. I have been able to go fishing on big lakes, go kokanee fishing, salmon fishing, trout fishing, crabbing with this thing. I mean, this trolling motor, because it's quiet, it's electric, and it goes pretty much all day. This thing is absolutely amazing. Without this trolling motor in particular, I would not be able to fish as much as I have been or be able to catch as many species as I have. The spot lock on this thing, I would say, is one of the key elements as to why I've been able to catch a lot of fish was bass fishing, and then just trolling for trout, being more quiet, more ghostly quiet when it comes to trolling. That engine, the big engine, will go pretty loud as you're running it, but with this trolling motor, you can be much more quieter, much more softer, and you're gonna get a lot more bites. I've definitely got my money out of this trolling motor. So again, guys, there's a quick rundown of the boat and the setup. Now, when we're trolling for trout or salmon, and we've got the rod holders in the side here, and so they just kind of clip into the gunnel here and they go right along, which is awesome. But as I said at the beginning of the video, I need your guys' help. What accessories, what should I add new to the boat? It's been about 2 years since I've been using the boat. I feel like I need some upgrades or some new stuff added to this boat to just take it up one notch. So I want you guys to comment below in the video, what should I include or go with next when it comes to accessory or multiple accessories? What should I add new to this boat? Now, there's a couple of things we could do. We could change out the floor to something a little bit different. We could definitely get a different seat in here, maybe something that's not locked in, something that's more movable, or maybe even a third seat as well. We get be able to, when we go out with 3 people, sometimes it'd be good to have an extra seat up front, which would be nice. But yeah, this seat swiveling 360, not ideal, especially if you're fishing back here. It's not very easy to get this moved out of here. So maybe a more flexible seat would be good. Then I would say coming back here to the main engine, I don't have a trolling motor like a 9.9 horsepower kicker in the back. Now, that's usually what the electrical motor is for up front, is more of that trolling. But a 9.9 kicker in the back is not that hard to install and could be really good when I'm gonna need that in a little bit choppier bays, when the water's moving a little bit quicker, when the trolling motor might not be as essential, especially like for fall fishing, for trolling for like big salmon like coho and chinook. But maybe I don't need that one if I upgrade the trolling motor up front here. I mean, this thing has been such a beauty and so good to me in terms of helping me catch a ton of fish. Maybe I don't need it. Maybe I don't need a 9.9 horsepower kicker. Maybe I need a trolling motor. I don't know. Comment below. What should I get? Should I get a 9.9 horsepower kicker? Should I upgrade my trolling motor? Should I get an extra battery for the trolling motor so I can just have juice all day long? Sometimes it runs out at the very, very end of the day. And then as you guys can see here, I got rods kind of flailing everywhere and around and about. You got the rods from today. There's no like really good, other than the gunnel rod storage over here, there's no really good way to keep your rods in formation or keep them kind of going the same direction in the boat, especially for travel. So maybe one of those fish grips where you can kind of line them up and right next to each other, something that'll clip right into one of the gunnels here to be able to store and travel with rods easier. That might be a great accessory to add on. And as I said earlier, there's a ton of storage right underneath both of the seats up here. I don't know, you guys let me know. Should I build some little bit of cubbies down there? Maybe some secret storage area? I don't know. It could be really interesting. It could allow for just some slots for some other gear and stuff that's out of the way. Plus, it would be out of the sun as well, be tucked in deep underneath there. Could be a good utilization of a lot of space that's just that's not going used right now here on the boat. And then one thing I will say with these rod holders, these Scotty rod holders are pretty good. They're a little bit wobbly. They sit in here, but if you guys have seen from prior videos, I have to kind of dip down, kneel down to pick the rods out of here. They're fold over right here instead of the Hobie or the Fulby ones where you just pick them straight up. I would say definitely some rod holder accessories or some new rod holder accessories and extensions might be good as well. But I don't know. You guys let me know. Should I get some upgraded rod holders to make it easier for people to fish? So this is just a few ideas I have of upgrading and adding some accessories to the boat. But again, comment below in this video. Let me know what you guys think of what accessories I should upgrade on the boat. And in fact, I just had one that came to my mind. What about a cool wrap around the boat? Oh yeah, do you like the professional guides? Get a nice cool wrap on the boat, make it like nice and chic and sleek. That might be something really cool. Could get a really cool designer to basically make a cool wrap on my boat. That would be freaking sweet. I don't know, you guys let me know. Should I get a cool designed wrap around my boat? Something that's really me, that you guys would have some inspiration into. A boat wrap would be pretty freaking sweet. In this video, in the comments below, let me know what I should get next. Then I will follow up with a video. Go out to Stevens Marine in Tiger. They have the most accessories I've ever seen from a boat dealership. They will get me hooked up. We just got to figure out what it is that I should add to this boat. I mean, they've got rod holders, they've got different motors, they've got different seats, they've got pretty much every freaking accessory that you would need for a boat, and I could add so much stuff to this boat. And I want you guys to have a say and be able to inspire me to figure out what it is that I should add to this boat next. All right, now that we've gone through the boat and you guys are gonna help me figure out what accessories and what upgrades I should make to the boat, let's get back on the troll. Let's get back on some rainbow trout, and hopefully we can get one more bite before it gets too hot out here, because it is getting swampy in my crotch area and it's just getting absolutely freaking sweaty hot out here. So let's get back on the troll and see if we can get one more before we head out of here. All right, Mavericks, we made it back to the house, and I gotta say, very interesting day of fishing. Went 1 for 5 today with a very mutant trout. They were definitely deeper, as I said at the very beginning, that I figured those fish were gonna be deeper, but an awesome day of fishing. Again, got out of the lake, super hot, got home early, gotta get out of the sun. It's beaming down hot on me, it's freaking hot. And please drop a comment in the video. Let me know what accessories I should get for the boat next as we do the next upgrade and the next version of the Suave craft here with the Smoker craft. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's fishing adventure and episode. I'll see you guys on the next one.